So everybody, you might have seen my most recent video of how I replaced my M4 iPad Pro with the brand new sky blue M4 MacBook Air. And then to help me with that transition, there were 8 accessories that I would consider almost must-haves with your MacBook Air, so I'm going to share those with you today. These are the 8 must-have MacBook Air accessories that are going to really help exemplify and amplify your MacBook Air experience. Let's get into it. But now before we jump into all these accessories, definitely consider subscribing to the channel because it helps motivate us to make more videos like this one that you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the accessories that I put on the actual MacBook Air itself, and for better or for worse, some people like this and some people don't, but I put a case on the MacBook Air. But my one thing with this one is that I wanted it to be a clear case because one of the biggest selling points for me was the new colorway. So Spigen makes their clear hard shell plastic carrying case that goes on the top and the bottom sections of your MacBook Air and protects all sides, all corners, and everything that comes with the MacBook Air, so at least when you are ready to resell it or trade it in, it is in the perfect condition. It's very simple to put on. There's 2 different pieces. You put it on the top section, it clips on. Put it on the bottom section, it also clips on. You still have some nice rubber feet on there. It protects all the sides, all the corners, and even has a little bit of a lip on there to make sure you're fully protected. So if you do want a clear case to put on your brand new laptop, the one by Spigen is the way to go, and there's a bunch of other ones that they also make that aren't of the clear variety. I just wanted the clear one to make sure I was still showing off that brand new color. And now this next one for me has been a must-have for years. Moft makes this laptop stand that again follows their origami style kind of design language that I've absolutely grown to love, and they have 2 different varieties. The one that I used for the 3-4 years that I had a MacBook Air is the one that does have an adhesive on it. They do say that the adhesive is reusable and easy to take off, but if you do want to have something that's always on there and sticks onto your laptop on the bottom of it to give you 2 different viewing angles of 15 and 25 degrees for better ergonomics, then the adhesive one is the way to go. But they recently released one that does not have an adhesive, and it has enough friction where it does stay solidified on there, but it won't stick to the bottom of your laptop, which I think I personally prefer. It's just something that you do have to remember. The adhesive one is on there at all times, versus this one you can actually remove and move wherever you see fit. But they both do the same exact thing, gives you better viewing angles, better ergonomics, 2 different viewing angles of 15 and 25 degrees, using the same style and functionality. It's soft touch and has enough grip on there to, even if you are pushing it with the non-adhesive version, it's really not going to move or come off, which is very impressive. So both of them will be linked down below, and I recommend this for any laptop user of any kind whatsoever because it's not just for the MacBook Air, and it's great for on-the-go productivity and making sure that your neck isn't bent down like this at all times. So again, one of the best things about the MacBook Air is that it's probably the most recommendable laptop at its price because you can get a baseline MacBook Air from the education store for $900. Amazon has it for sale for $899, I believe, for the M4 baseline version. And what's also nice about the M4 version is that it now comes with 16 gigs of RAM. But one thing Apple did not do was increase the base storage from 256, so that is what you're dealing with if you have the baseline version. And I always recommend to people to get external storage because the amount of storage you get for the price is going to be leaps and bounds better value than if you get built-in storage directly from Apple. So the SSD I'm going to recommend right now is going to be Samsung's T9 Shield SSD, which to me is a no-brainer right now because their 2TB version is on sale for $170, all the way down from $300. So you can basically 8x your storage for only $170. So you have 2000 megabyte per second read and write speeds, which is going to be top of the line for the consumer grade. And this is a USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2 external SSDs, which is going to be the latest and greatest. So I highly recommend it. And they do come in 1TB and 4TB options as well. So what's nice about the M4 MacBook Air is that it does support 67-watt fast charging, meaning you can get half your battery life in only a 30-minute charge. But one detriment to that is that in the packaging, you only get a 35-watt brick, which is very annoying. So one thing to take into consideration here is that you want to have a 65-watt or better charging brick, and the one that I'm going to recommend is going to be the one that's going to end all be all when it comes to charging your MacBook. So this is going to be the InfinaCore P3 Pro 4. I know the naming moniker is a little bit iffy, but this is going to be a 5-in-1 charging brick that has a bunch of tricks up its sleeve. First and foremost, it is a regular charging brick with a regular AC prong and has 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port that outputs the max of 65 watts, which is beautiful to see. You also can see that there is a Qi 2 MagSafe charging pad on here, so if you want to charge your iPhone, you're able to do that as well with Qi 2 charging. So that's going to be the 4th charger, and then also this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery built in. So when you are plugged into the wall, it will actually charge up the internal battery while also charging whatever device you have plugged into it at the same time. So this is going to be great for an on-the-go solution as well as a stationary solution. And the cherry on top is that it has a beautiful little LCD screen that gives you live diagnostics like how much battery you have left in here, how fast you're charging the actual brick itself, and how fast you're charging the device that's plugged into it. All things that I absolutely love. So that's going to be the InfinaCore P3 Pro 4. But now before we continue, I know people are going to ask me about the wallpaper that I'm using on my M4 MacBook Air. And to get these wallpapers, you do have to become a channel member, so I do recommend considering subscribing and becoming a channel member because we release monthly wallpapers, again, on a monthly basis, where we get anywhere from 6 to 12 brand new wallpapers every single month, and you get access to the entire back catalog, which now has hundreds of wallpapers for you to choose from, so definitely consider doing that, and it helps support the channel. And of course, you're going to want a high quality cable that goes alongside of it. Yes, the one that comes with the MacBook and the MagSafe is going to be nice to have, but I actually don't even use the MagSafe. I just use USB-C cables. And this one by Nomad is going to be my favorite one and my recommendation because, again, it has a couple tricks up its sleeve. So first, it is going to be very well made out of Kevlar, very premium materials, and supports up to 100 watt PD fast charging, which is more than enough for the brick that I've recommended and the MacBook Air in terms of wattage. But then also, it's got a built-in Apple Watch plug on one end, so it's able to charge your Apple Watch simultaneously as charging whatever device you want to charge on the other end of that USB-C port. So if you're looking for a high-quality, multifunctional cable that can do two things at once, this one by Nomad is one that I highly recommend. So now if you're looking for a portable display for your M4 MacBook Air, this one by Sotsu is a great bang for buck option that I do recommend to people that want to spend less than $200 but still get some quality out of that $200. So this is going to be their ultra slim 12.5 inch HD display. This is a 1080p display, so it's not 4K, but for $150 it's hard to beat because this thing is ultra slim and ultra portable, being only 4.6 millimeters in thickness, and on top of that, it's less than 1 pound, so it's extremely portable. It comes with a folio case, very self-explanatory. It's plug and play, so it comes with its own USB-C cable. You plug it in to the MacBook Air, it draws power from the MacBook Air. It doesn't need its own power source or anything like that, and it's very easy and self-explanatory to use. So if you need a little extra screen real estate while you're on the go, this 12.5 inch display by Sotsu, I think, is a no-brainer at the price, and it fits that kind of Apple aesthetic and design language. But stay tuned because I am reviewing another portable monitor for this MacBook Air or for any other laptop that is 4K, that is top of the line, and I've been blown away. But definitely stay tuned for that one. And then most people that do use a MacBook Air are going to want some sort of dongle, whether it is to have an HDMI out or an SD card, because on the MacBook Air you get 2 Thunderbolt ports and a headphone jack, and of course a MagSafe connector. But that's pretty much it. So if you need any other peripherals like an Ethernet port or anything like that, you're going to need to get some sort of dongle or hub. And when you're on the go, the one by Satechi, the 7-in-1, is the one that I absolutely love to use. So what I like about this is that it does use 2 USB-C ports to connect in, which I like because it makes it much more sturdy and less prone to breakage and then getting a USB-C port or a USB-C plug stuck in your port, which is something that you want to avoid at all costs. But all the ports that it has are very high quality and premium because, again, this is Satechi. So you do get a USB-C port that does give you 100 watts of power PD, so it can be used for more than just a MacBook Air. That same 100 watt PD port supports up to 3.2 Gen 2's transfer speeds and supports up to 4K 60 video output via a USB-C cable, which is something that's very rare with these dongles. But then additionally, you also have a 4K HDMI port, so this will support dual displays, which is something very cool with this hub. Then you get an additional regular USB-A port for some peripherals. So if you use a wired mouse or maybe a wired keyboard, it's going to be able to support that. You get a micro SD and SD card slot as well, an additional USB-C data port, and then finally you do get that Ethernet port if you want to hardwire in to get the fastest internet possible. So again, that one by Satechi, $80 is a no-brainer to throw in a bag for your MacBook Air. And then when it comes to audio, my recommendation is always going to be to go with the AirPods Pro because price to performance ratio and the ecosystem that it comes with and being integrated with all your Apple products, it's really a no-brainer because it's so easy to use with active noise cancellation. And right now on Amazon they are $200, but if you want an over-ear headphone solution, my recommendation is going to be the Sonos Ace. Right now they are on sale for, I believe, $370, coming down from $450. And for me, they're the best non-Apple headphones that you can get for an Apple product. Sonos has always been synonymous with great sound quality, with their sound bars and being able to AirPlay things. So the Sonos branded headphones are absolutely amazing and still fit with that same design language and all that same quality that I've grown to love over the years. What's nice about this is that the awareness mode is actually probably top of line, very comparable to AirPods Max for $200 less basically. They are USB-C enabled, they have great battery life, and they're much lighter and much more comfortable than AirPods Max. So my recommendation for an over-ear pair of headphones for your MacBook Air are going to be the Sonos Ace every single day of the week. But that'll do it for those 8 accessories that I would recommend for any MacBook Air user. But again, these work with MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros and any other basically computer that has USB-C ports, so definitely take that into consideration when you are shopping around with some of these accessories. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. Which is your favorite accessory? Did you pick up an M4 MacBook Air? These all work with M3 and M2 MacBook Airs because they're the same exact form factor and design language, and they would also have variants for the 15-inch model if that's something you want to consider. But that'll do for this video, everybody. If you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, definitely check out one of these videos right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everybody.